Why do dinosaurs never eat clocks? Because it's frightfully time consuming. In a moment, we're going to cut back to the old war room back in Philly for the last of the pre-recorded episodes of Watch Talk with Marc. I'm adding this addendum because if you can't tell, that was recorded in March. I'm, all pallido and pale. This is in summertime, so hence the difference in my appearance. But what I'm trying to say is that for the next episode, we're going to do a Q&A session. So do add your questions for me and Marc that you'd like to see addressed, preferably about watches. It doesn't have to be about watches, whatever you guys want. We're doing what do they call it? Ask Us Anything, I think that's what they call it. God knows. Anyway, hopefully it'll be fun. So yeah, do add that in the comments because I'll come back to this video to pull questions out for that episode. My brain is now melting. It's very hot in here, so I wish it was March again. Anyway, yeah, let's transition, shall we? Okay, hi guys, and welcome to the show. And I'm joined once again by Marc. How are you, sir?
Still good.
Won't bother with the wrist checks because we're wearing the same as we're recording these all a bunch in a row. So have a look back.
It's a long day.
It's a long day, yeah. This is number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5 of the
Johnny 5.
Johnny 5 is alive.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Little deep cut there.
Yeah, nice. What are we discussing today?
No, disassemble Stephanie.
Yeah. Should just continue. Let's talk about Johnny 5. Our Grail watches. How many have you selected?
I think 5.
5. Oh my god! Right, I'll make sure I've got enough memory for this. Right.
Nah, it'll be fast. It can keep going.
Oh yeah, I can see on your laptop.
Yeah, I hate the term Grail. I really do.
Yes, this is I had written. Look, why do you hate the term Grail?
Because Grail, I think the way it's used represents the end of the journey.
Right.
Right?
In the biblical sense.
In the biblical sense.
Yeah.
I understand it's something that you yearn for or strive for. Yeah. But to me, it's only a Grail until you get it, and then there's another Grail.
Right.
See, for me in watches, there is no end-all, be-all. I mean, there will be a last watch that I purchase at some point.
I'll add to that. It's surely a Grail. Yeah,
What do you got there?
I was looking at that and I was thinking, should I wipe it off your shoulder or
well, I don't have the production manager, fixing my collar.
Surely a Grail is like the final thing.
Right.
Like
the final frontier.
It should be something so unique nobody else has.
See, and there is no such thing.
No.
Unless it's a modded watch.
Right.
Right, like
actually,
you would go after.
There is one watch that I wanted that nobody else has.
See, so I would just say, I'd rather term the video watches we really want.
Watches we really want. Yeah, that's probably like most of my videos then.
Yeah, watches we really want. So, because there's no doubt that I will obtain 3 to 4 of those, probably.
Yeah, I could see you with pretty much all of those. Yeah.
So, you want to shoot through them?
Yeah, go on.
So my first one is one that it's the longest back that I've ever wanted. A Ulysse Nardin Freak. Ever since the Freak came out, at this point it's got to be 30 years ago or 20 plus years ago.
As far back as that?
They go, and they come out with a new one like every year.
So we're talking 90s?
Yeah, I think it's 90s. It might be early 2000s. It's been around for a long time. I might be dating myself. My dates are all messed up, but it's been around for a while.
Right.
And, in case you're not familiar, it's basically more or less a one-handed watch. The movement is like contained in the hand, sort of, but then you wind the watch by turning the bezel. And that's the way you also set it. There is no There's no crown.
Crown.
There's no crown. I think you turn the back.
The movement is in the hand.
Yeah. Well, some of them, yeah. You actually see the balance and it's the movements in the hand.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's the freak.
It's the freak.
Right.
And I think that's so cool. It represents to me, it might not be easy to tell the time, but to me it represents just really, really crazy watchmaking. Like that, was it Cartier last year that had the movement? Was the movement in the counterweight or something like that?
Yeah, it was in the rotor.
Yeah, it was in the counterweight.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay. And that to me, that's like thinking of a tourbillon and how your brain just melts thinking about how it works. Just thinking about how they put the movement on the hand, so it still propels the hand. So I think it's cool. So I like it. You can get them for I don't want to say a princely sum, but. Yeah, 20, 30 grand, you could probably get one.
Yeah.
Not a new one, but that's okay.
And they're still going.
They're still going.
Yeah. That is a case of doing something so unique, like you just have that watch and you make it forever.
Yeah.
Nobody
else wants to do that.
It's very cool. Very cool. What is your next one?
I'm going to shoot through these. We discussed this for a Platinum Day.
Ice.
And I know you've had
Ice
one.
Baby, right?
Yeah, I want the, again, I don't really know reference numbers, but I know that this is 228206. Ice blue with the baguette markers.
Nice.
So yeah, there's really not much else to say more about it. I just want a platinum watch because I know they're superbly heavy, and the color is super white on the metal.
Have you ever worn one for a long time?
Not for a long time. Held it, put it on, compared it to white gold, compared it to stainless steel, and it's there.
Yeah.
You know it's there.
Yeah.
You know it's there. Putting steel on after that, it's like wearing titanium. Yeah, quite a difference.
I borrowed one for a weekend, and I wore it the entire weekend in New York. Went to restaurants, went here, there, and everywhere. And at first, you're like, God, like you really felt. Then you got used to it in a way that were like, oh, it's reassuring.
Yeah.
But I had the smooth bezel.
That's what I want.
And oh yeah.
I want the 40 smooth.
It's very under the radar because it looks still.
And that's why I like it.
Right.
Under the radar is like, well, the freak is not under the radar.
No.
But this for a Rolex, very under the radar.
Yeah.
Unless you know.
Very nice pick. I like that a lot.
I
like that a lot.
appreciate
Should I do one, or are you gonna go?
You can go.
What have I got written here? The Audemars Piguet Scrooged watch, which is.
Okay. Fire these people.
But it's Christmas.
Bah humbug.
I can't get the antlers glued onto this little guy.
Have you tried Staples?
Don't you dare.
That's a cool
1990 movie.
With
Bill Murray.
I almost said Bill Gates.
Bill. Bill Murray. It was his own watch.
Yeah.
You are going to be visited by 3 ghosts. Expect the first one tomorrow at noon.
God, tomorrow's bad for me, Lou.
One of the greatest Christmas movies ever made. I think up there with Die Hard, Black Christmas, and Gremlins. I think.
Gremlins. Haven't seen that in a while.
That's a good one. Favorite Christmas movies.
What do you
please?
put them in the refrigerator and they multiply, or the microwave to kill them? What was it again? Water multiplies.
Yeah, and if they eat after midnight or something, which doesn't make sense because it's
always after midnight.
Yeah, somewhere.
When's the cutoff? 6 a.m.
Yeah, it's like they have an inbuilt
clock.
Yeah, clock. It's like, yes. So if anyone knows the answer to that, please do share in the comments.
Okay.
Oh, Krampus, I got written down here. So yeah, technically it's the Quantième Perpetual Calendar 25657BA, based on a JLC caliber. It was the thinnest automatic perpetual calendar at the time. I think it held the record for a while. You see it in other. Piaget did a version based on it. I think JLC may, most likely because their movement. Even was it? Not IWC, might have been Breguet did one, I can't remember. But anyway, someone will know in the comments. I owned the a version without the perpetual calendar. It was just a day with the moon phase.
Okay.
I don't know if I ever showed you that watch. It was like yellow gold. It's very classic. Enamel dial, just the 4 registers, simple, doesn't scream.
Yeah.
To me, it's very indicative of the choice of somebody that. So refined.
It's got taste.
It's got taste. It's got class and taste.
It's not a freak.
No, it's not a freak. There's so much more I could say about it. What I really want to talk about is Breguet, which I know we're going to get to.
Oh, we have. So that's one of my. I guess
Go
I want
on,
a Breguet.
take it away.
I want a tradition, but for myself.
Yeah.
And I will get one, and it'll be one of the cheaper ones.
Yeah.
You know, because the ones that they have that have like the retrograde displays or the tourbillons built in or whatever, they're ghastly expensive.
Yes, I agree.
But the parachute, they're just so.
But the
cool.
older ones, the simple time, maybe with the power reserves,
Yeah,
not
just
that
the
much.
simple like silver dial
Yeah.
and then the Breguet hand and stuff like that. Yeah.
Because I've also
So what are
selected.
you looking for though?
I've also selected the same watch.
But which one?
I just want the yellow gold.
Okay. See, I wouldn't go for yellow gold. I know it's your thing.
That's the Italian inside of
Yeah.
me. I use. That sounds perverse.
Yes.
Sorry. Let me rephrase that. That's the Italian in me that likes yellow gold.
Right.
It matches my signet ring. Obviously, I love steel watches. I don't know. It's a luxury watch. I want it.
Yeah.
I guess it's traditional. Also, my grandfather, his watch is Charles Frodsham.
Have you ever owned a Breguet?
No.
Never. Okay.
I own a Gerard Perregaux that is 1,000,000% Breguet inspired.
Got it.
Breguet hands,
Yep.
guilloche dial, guilloche everything on the movement. It's like kind of like my poor man's Breguet. I'm just waiting.
Got it.
I'm just waiting.
Okay.
I did find out some really cool stuff about the tradition.
Please share.
But first of all, actually, why Breguet? Forget about the watch, but why that brand?
First of all, the guy, Abraham Louis Breguet, 18 whatever. He is, well, he's the founder of the tourbillon. Right?
Yes,
That was his idea.
he invented it. I think John Arnold, the English watchmaker, did some theories, but he's the one that
He's the one
actually
that
built it, got the patent.
The Breguet overcoil that's in virtually every wristwatch
Right.
today was his idea, and it has to do with the balance. And the last arc is like bent out a bit. So I like that. He's got his own hands named after him.
Yeah.
And to me, as I think I said in the last video that we did, the tradition to me is just, I love that the clock is up top, and instead of it being an exhibition case back where you could see the movement, the movement is removed from the dial and the movement's down here. Like so much of it's here and I can see it. I love...
You see what you're paying for.
You see what you're paying for. You see that craftsmanship. And okay, it doesn't go under the radar, but people may look at it and think it's a Mickey Mouse watch. Like, oh, what the hell is that? It's a watchmaker's watch, I feel.
Yes.
But it's a watch person's watch. You can just truly appreciate it.
Yeah. I got written here, they have 96 patents,
Wow.
which is a hell of a lot. We were discussing it earlier in an earlier video.
Oh yeah.
I also put here, they should be considered above Patek, AP, and VC in terms of horological achievements. Abraham Louis Breguet was a genius, I just wrote here.
I would agree with that sentiment.
Yeah.
He was a watchmaking genius.
So the tradition apparently, I think, was started in 2005. It's based on a Breguet movement, which was in a pocket watch, the 1287.
Okay.
This was from the 1800s. And Breguet originally did this layout in the movement specifically to make it more difficult for other rival watchmakers to mimic his style.
Got it.
And then I think when Swatch took over, they started the line and they went through the archives, they found this pocket watch.
Got it.
And they took that layout and put it into a watch form.
Cool.
So I love the fact that it's a deconstructive, Breguet did it hundreds of, what was the 1800s? Hundreds of years ago,
200 years ago.
to show off precisely the movement. Yeah, movements were decorated, but they weren't elevated to that degree where he's playing with the layout purely for aesthetics.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
And the tradition, I mean, the name says it all, you know?
Right.
Absolute genius. Yeah, and if you look at the symmetry in it, which is also always one of the hardest things to do, because this was the early days of miniaturization of components. So it's like where gear trains would often dictate why
a hand is a certain position.
Yeah,
whatever,
exactly. Yeah. So I'm going to interrupt the editing here because there's a few things I neglected to mention. Firstly, you might recognize the similarities between watch I talked about being my Grail in the past, the Roman Gautier micro rotor, the Insight micro rotor. It has a very similar exposed aesthetic, but the thing is that won me over. As much as I love the Roman Gautier, it's twice as expensive and it doesn't have the history. And as you guys know, I'm a sucker for history. Secondly, I do think the Breguet is better value, considering it's also completely handmade. Yes, I did see the the Roman Gautier being created start to finish in one of my early factory tour videos, but I cannot decide between going used. The full yellow gold is a discontinued model. Unfortunately, the only one they have now, the new ones, is rose gold. They have the GMT variant, and I think it's maybe a little bit out of my budget, a little bit being an understatement. Now I'm leaning towards the white gold with some of the movement that I showed earlier in the video, with the wheels actually in yellow gold. So it kind of has a two-tone effect, and I actually think it's a little less flashy than the full yellow gold. However, it must have the Breguet hands thermally blued, so I want to have that guilloche dial in white, I think, to really contrast it. That is a must. I haven't really decided which particular model, but it is a tradition. Unlike AP, and not some vulgar, uncouth and offensive way like a Richard Mille or Hublot, I don't think I'm supposed to read that. That's my side note. Back to you.
You own one of these, or you owned one of them, Rattrapant.
I did, yeah. Jeez, you really remember, huh?
Yeah. I want
one. But in what form?
Don't care.
Don't.
just not a pocket watch.
Not a pocket watch.
I want it in wrist form.
Who does the
best? I believe
best?
Breitling just came out with one.
Really?
Not long ago.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. A Rattrapant is a split-second chronograph, so it's got two needles. In case people don't know what a Rattrapant is, and again, I like it simply because of the technique that's involved in that, having two running chronograph needles. So you can stop it, and then one chronograph hand will stop, and then the peekaboo hand will.
The peekaboo hand, that's genius way of...
right? Just made it up.
Okay, no, I was going to say, that's genius.
Well, you know what, my Zin UTC's got a peekaboo hand, so the 12-hour hand for the second time zone.
Is that the Lemania 5100?
Yes. Yes, because it's got the chrono in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
and I think
a
they
Fortis
added
with
a
that.
UTC module to
Right,
it.
okay.
So yeah, the second time zone hand is hidden under the hour hand, so it's peekaboo. So we want to use it, peekaboo's out.
That's such a great way of describing it.
I don't know.
If whoever makes Rattrapant, you need to take notes, you know.
Or I'm stealing your words.
Yeah, all that.
One of the two came to me in a dream, like Scrooged.
Oh, nice, nice.
Callback, huh?
Yeah.
So I just, I think it's interesting. I think it's cool. I'd love to own one. I'll probably buy one eventually, just like used. A couple of grand on eBay, I think.
I get the appeal of that. You know, it's funny because earlier today, or whenever it was, we recorded a video about Speedmasters and saying how overhyped they are.
Yeah.
There's a speedy Rattrapant.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know the reference or anything. No. Nice. Why don't we, in the comments, suggest the best Rattrapant? Obviously mechanical.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mechanical Rattrapant out there for Marc to consider.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for spending my money.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else. Yeah, I know Breitling do some.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot. I just haven't dove down.
Zenith?
Let's put it this way, if they don't, they probably did at one point.
I'm pretty sure they have like an old military one.
Got it.
Imagine a Daytona Rattrapant.
No.
No?
But
it would make sense though.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
Especially for timing laps or anything else.
Yeah.
Car laps.
Yeah. Why isn't that complication used more in fancy schmancy?
It's probably really difficult to implement.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. I mean, again, just thinking about it.
You know, the one I had was like the poor man's Rattrapant, because what they did, it was, Sheldon brand, I think.
Okay.
It was,
it was Dubai and...
Dubai and Sheldon brand, thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, you really know your stuff. They got around it by putting a spring mounted, it's in the dial.
Oh, got it, okay.
It's still a Rattrapant. Some
it.
people in the comments are like, that's not, you know, it's like, well,
I had nothing to do with that.
It's split seconds, so I mean, was there rules to this?
No,
they achieved it in a very kind of...
Well, sometimes genius is in the implementation.
Exactly. It looks weird.
Right.
Kind of charming.
Right.
And it was like, I don't know, it was a couple couple grand.
Right.
You know, beautiful watch. Not the most reliable. I had to fix it several times.
Right, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare, but I sold it on. I had my flirtation with it.
Got it, yeah. You
Got it out of my system.
got it out of your system, yeah.
My last pick is a true Grail. There's only one.
Okay,
Yeah.
now we're talking.
So it's by a British watchmaker called Larcum Kendall.
Never heard of it.
He was inspired by John Harrison,
Okay.
one of his kind of like the next generation after him.
Okay.
And he made the marine chronometer for the HMS Bounty. Are you aware of the story of HMS Bounty?
I'm aware of the chronometer story.
Well, this is that chronometer.
Got it.
So I don't know if I've ever told you this, but my ancestor, my direct ancestor, and if you don't believe me, it's online. At home, I have several of his possessions, and they're all signed by him. And it's weird because I have cousins on this island because of him. Fletcher Christian, who led the mutiny on the Bounty, is my ancestor.
Got it.
A paradise seduced him, and his passion would change his life forever.
I think your brain has been overheated, sir. Your body overindulged in sexual excess. There'll be no more mixing with the damned degenerate natures of these islands.
I have done no more than any natural man would do.
Basically, he took over the ship, stole the ship, and with a bunch of mutineers decided to go to the furthest, most isolated island in the whole world called Pitcairn. Mel Gibson played my ancestor, which is very weird. Yes. Captain Bligh was played by Anthony Hopkins. There's several movie adaptations. But in stealing the ship, he stole the chronometer, which was used for navigation.
Right.
Now, I did a whole bit of research on this, and I was thinking, where is that chronometer? I wouldn't mind. Technically, it's not mine because he stole it. So according to the Captain William Bligh in his 1787 log on HMS Bounty, it recorded an inaccuracy of between 1.1 and 3 seconds a day, which
Not bad.
not bad at all.
Not bad considering it was
Yeah.
a couple hundred years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And on a boat.
And on a boat, yeah.
July 2nd, we discovered an island seeming uninhabited. It was well timbered, but we did not linger, for we could find no anchorage. That's perfect.
These men need a home, Fletcher. They've mutinied once.
Well, they'll have a home. Pitcairn's Island.
They'd better.
Left alone there, they were trying to escape the Royal Navy. That's why they chose this place, because no one's going to look there.
Got it.
And they had already had children with indigenous women that they'd met during their voyage.
Got it.
And so that's why technically they're my cousins that still live. I've never met them. I can't get there. It takes 6 months to send a letter there.
Where is it?
It's in the middle of the Pacific. It's literally, you could just throw a dart and it would be the furthest from any landmass. It's there. It's a tiny island. Everyone on that island's related to me because
I wouldn't go over there looking for a good time then.
No. Matthew Fogler, an American captain, rediscovered Pitcairn Island in 1808. Was given the chronometer by one of the remaining mutineers there, John Adams, not that John Adams. That would be crazy. The Spanish governor of Juan Fernandez Island confiscated the watch. The chronometer was later purchased for 3 doubloons, which you told me is a form of currency.
I believe it's a gold coin.
Gold coin, right.
Like a cougarand.
By a Spaniard named Castillo, who died, and his family conveyed it to Captain Hubert of the HMS Cantilope. Sorry, have I read that wrong? Calliope.
Yeah, Calliope.
Calliope, sorry. I don't know why.
Cantaloupe is different.
On the 1st of July 1840, gave it to the British Museum in later on in that year. And now it's held in the National Maritime Museum in Greenwich, which you know Greenwich because of the Meridian Line.
Connecticut.
Nice one. Yes, and
So that's where it is now.
Near the observatory. So
Cool. That's your Grail.
That's my Grail.
It's not even a watch, it's a box.
Yeah, it's a box.
It's a box, right? It's like this big.
And you know what else is held there? John Harrison's chronometer.
Oh.
So I was thinking, to be true to my ancestor, we got to steal it.
Oh, you're gonna
I'm gonna
mutiny the museum.
Mutiny the museum.
Got it.
Steal it, run off with my wife to a very deserted island, and use it to keep time, I presume.
Wow.
Time the cooking of pasta.
And you can navigate to the island with the
Exactly.
chronometer like they did
Exactly.
150 years ago.
Yeah. so that's my Grail watch. Doesn't
Interesting. Not even a watch.
No.
But it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of historical significance.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's keeping with family tradition.
Nice. You got it. You're keeping it alive for your, for your peeps.
There we go.
Cool.
Any last thoughts?
I like it. No, I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Interesting.
Have you seen the movie?
What movie?
The Bounty with Mel Gibson. You gotta see it. It's very good.
Okay, I'll see it. Is it on Netflix or something?
Possibly Hulu or one of those things.
Okay, The Bounty.
Yeah, I think you enjoy it.
Is the clock in it?
It might be. It might. I can't remember. There's several adaptations.
Got it. Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah. Right. I think we're gonna leave it there. Right. Name your favorite Grails. Oh, out of this one, if you had to choose one Grail.
So I have to pick one.
Or which do you think is gonna come first?
Oh, the Breguet tradition, I would think.
Okay.
I think that's gonna come first.
Should we see who's gonna get one
honestly,
first?
it's like one of the lowest cost on the list.
Yeah.
The Rapture Pant I want, but it's not really. Maybe I lied. It's not like Grail. I want one, but I think I want a tradition more.
The 36mm Scrooge watch, I can't find it for a reasonable price. Yeah. Okay. I think we're gonna get matching.
You have to steal that one too.
Yeah. I'll get the yellow gold one. You'll get the white gold.
I'd either do steel or white gold.
Steel or white gold. All right. So that's probably next for us.
Yeah.
Nice. We'll be tradition buddies.
Nice. Hearts.
Right, guys, we'll leave it there. Don't forget to add your Grail aspirations. Those are ours, so do share in the comments. Thank you to Marc again for sponsoring the production of this video. Don't forget links, subscribe, Netscape, Hotmail, MySpace, all of that good stuff. Links down below. Don't forget to like this video. Thank you very, very much for watching. Onwards and upwards, and we will catch you in the next one. Ciao.